things that do not make logical sense. And I know all my ones on the Enneagram are going crazy right now because I need to be able to plan and I need to be able to strategize. And God's saying your strategy is me. And until you realize that you can't be the mother you want to be without faith, that you can't be the father you want to be without faith, that you cannot be the employee you want to be without faith, until you realize you need faith to please God and to reach purpose, you live your life below what God has called you to live. Somebody just say it one more time. I need faith. So one day I was driving in 2018, the end of 18, 19, and this song that I love came on by Gnarls Barkley, Crazy. And I've listened to that song hundreds of times. And I'm a producer, so I break it down and I listen to the orchestra and I love the vocal and I love all the different things about it, the vintage, retro. Sound of the drums. I mean, I listened to it, but this time the words is what captured me. And when I began to listen to the third verse, he said something. He said, my heroes had the heart to lose their life out on the limb. And I remember thinking, I want to be just like them. And when I heard those words, I thought about all the Bible characters that we love, from Moses and Abraham and David and all that other stuff. And those people we talk about because they did something that wasn't safe. They lived their life out on the edge. They were on the limb where this could go bad or this could go really good. And many Christians and people that profess to believe in God are way back here in complete safety. Yep, we want to worship from back here. We want to give God praise from up here. But your purpose is right here. But I don't want to fail and I don't want to mess up my future. And God says you're missing your future because your future is lived in faith. And I begin to think about people who we're thousands of years removed from Abraham living on this earth. And people talk about Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons have Father Abraham, and I am one of them. Whoa, and so will you. Come on. So let's all praise the Lord. Right. Some of y'all went to the same youth group that I went to, and other people are like, John, what the heck? I got you. But what I'm telling you is, we're talking about Abraham over 2,000 years ago, but the reason we talk about him is because he had faith. When you go to Hebrews 11, there's this whole thing called the Hall of Faith. And it starts chronicling people like Abraham, Noah, Isaac, Jacob, Moses. My question is, will your name and picture be in the Hall of Faith? Will they come down that hall and see Will and Brenda and Natalie and Bree and Tammy and Mo and Michael and put your name and you didn't even believe you would be there, and shout your name out, and put your name in the chat, and I'm telling you. designed for your life is that at the end of this thing, there is a plaque and a picture that goes in the hall of fame. I feel this thing already. That I live my life on the edge, live my life in obedience, live my life in the will of God, live my life being generous, live my life doing the things God told me to do, even when everybody else was scared to. Will your name be in the hall of faith? And at that moment, when I heard this Gnarls Barkley song, and I began to look at my life, I said, I'm not going to play it safe with a life that doesn't belong to me. Did you give yourself that breath you took this morning? This life was given to me by God. And God said, will you please give me back control of the life I gave you? And that's when I decided we are going to live in, everybody shout at me, crazy faith. Crazy. No, you gotta say it a little crazy. Say crazy faith. And so let me give you a definition of crazy faith. And for everybody who thinks they know what this series is about because you were at the other 19 parts of the series and maybe you got a pre-copy of the book, I'm not preaching one message from that. Everything's fresh. Oh, I'm not about to come warm up something after 2.5 years and try to serve it to you, baby. I've been in the kitchen and this thing is fresh. So I want you to write down and take notes because this may be your manual for the next decade of your life. Crazy faith, write this definition down, are thoughts and actions that lacks reason, but trusting fully in what you cannot explicitly prove. I'm gonna say it one more time because some of you got that in your head, but we need it to drop to your heart. Crazy faith are thoughts and action that don't make no sense. This lacks reason. Why in the world would I do that? That doesn't make, I went to school for something completely different. There's no logical, eschatological way that this would be able to ever systematically happen. Like, it don't make no sense. It lacks reason. But for some reason, I trust it. But for some reason, I know that the pastor of a church that was gone for 16 years should not trust it to this young black dude who don't have nothing but 6 months of TCC higher education. But for this don't make no sense. But for some reason, I trust it. And trusting fully enough to put your weight on it and what you cannot explicitly prove. I can't prove to you that this will work. But for some reason, something on the inside of me is telling me that I gotta move with this crazy faith. Look what Hebrews 11:1 says. Now faith. Everybody shout at me now. Yeah, the best time to walk in faith was yesterday. But the second best time to start walking in faith is now. Because some of y'all made a decision last week and even got up this morning ready to carry that thing out. And God's saying that was not me, but right now, you can start walking in faith. Somebody just one more time shout at me now. As you're watching this, no matter what time, no matter what time zone, no matter what country, right now is always right now. And God is saying that now faith is confidence in what we hope for. And assurance, not insurance, assurance and what we cannot see. Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. Now I want you to see yourself on the beach with the body you want. Hey, shatatarabo. I want you to see and feel the water going back and forth. And I want you to know you got enough money in the bank to stay there a month. Somebody that just hit because you was worried. But I need you to know that when you see the bank account, there's a lot of zeros in it. I want you to see yourself with your favorite drink just next to you. And some of you will be a little stronger than others, but I just want you to see it next to you with some colors and a pineapple on it. And then I want you to see yourself with somebody you love, a friend, a husband, a wife. Can you see it? No, for real, can you see it? Can you see it? For some people, open your eyes, look at me. It's hard for you to see it because you don't feel it. And what many people are trapped in right now is a place where God is trying to allow them to see something they will have before their situation turns around and changes into that thing. And in an age where we believe more in Google than God, in an age where we want to know the facts and we're checking people all the way down. See, what God is saying to you is there's a level of this life that I'm going to ask you to do things that do not make logical sense. And I know all my ones on the Enneagram are going crazy right now because I need to be able to plan and I need to be able to strategize. And God's saying your strategy is me. If I be for you, then who can be against you? If I mark out the steps of a good man or a good woman, you gotta trust me in